So guys, we're in the last few weeks of 2019 and it's the holiday season again, which means we're probably getting ready for some time off and hopefully a lot of free time to play video games. And well, not just that, but the Steam Winter Sale 2019 has just begun, and well, it turns out that just about all the tactical shooters we cover on this channel are currently on sale. So what I thought I'd do for you guys today is put together a big list of what I think are the top 10 tactical shooters right now, with a big focus on value for money. And so whether you're new to the genre or a veteran, the question is there something in here for you? Well guys, this is Billy Eat World again, and let's find out. Number 10, Verdun, which is probably the weirdest game on this list because it's actually a World War I era shooter which tries to simulate the push-pull combat of trench warfare. And although it's probably not the most hardcore game on this list, I've got to say it is pretty full-on. You'll be getting one-shotted from across the map a lot by bolt-action rifles, but trust me, it's worth it. Number 9, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, which is also a pretty weird one because it's set in the Vietnam War, which is a theme that doesn't come up a lot in shooter games. And once again, the time to kill in this one is insanely quick, but it's actually still a pretty easy game to jump into. The gunplay isn't too difficult, and the tempo is still pretty fast. Number 8, Day of Infamy, which is a World War II tactical shooter that, as you can see, is a bit different from the last few games on the list. For a start, it's still very fast and hardcore, but the main difference is it's infantry only and super close quarters, and that's because it originally started out its life as a mod for the next game on this list. Number 7, Insurgency 2014, which I've got to say is one of my favourite shooters of all time because it was kind of like a more intense, more infantry-focused version of a Battlefield game. The main difference though is there's almost no HUD and the recoil is pretty crazy, but the main reason it makes this list is because even after 5 years, it's still got a very decent player base and it's still as fun as ever. Number 6, Rainbow Six Siege, which believe it or not is actually the only AAA game on this list, which is why you'll notice it looks so much better and it's a little bit more arcadey. But at the end of the day, it's still a great tactical shooter because its 5v5 objective-based format means using your head and working with your team is way more important than just twitch reflexes. Number 5, Postscriptum, which is another World War II game, but unlike Day of Infamy, it's way more than just a tactical shooter. It's actually probably closer to a military simulation. For example, it's also got a super tough damage model and crazy recoil, but the main difference is its maps are massive 40 versus 40 battles, and it doesn't cut any corners when it comes to historical accuracy. Number 4, Squad, which is basically Postscriptum's slightly older sister game. It's got the same large-scale military simulation format, but instead with a modern theme. And obviously that last part makes the difference. If you're not into bolt-action rifles and old-school low-tech vehicles, well, there's plenty of automatic guns and things like tanks and helis in this one to keep you busy. Number 3, Hell Let Loose, yet another World War II shooter, and once again another large-scale milsim in the same sort of vein as Postscriptum and Squad. But the main reason this one comes out on top over those two games is because it dials back the skill curve a fair bit, and so what you get is a nice blend of hardcore and arcadey elements, which still allows for kill streaks and all of that good stuff. Number 2, Insurgency Sandstorm, the sequel to Insurgency 2014 that we mentioned earlier, except that this one is running on the much newer UE4 engine. And so as you can see, it's got the same modern era theme and the same sort of fast-paced infantry-focused gameplay, except obviously it looks a lot better, and I'd say it's a little more noob-friendly as well. And finally, coming in at number 1, Arma 3, which is probably the hardest game on this list to explain because it's the definition of an open world sandbox game. You can literally do almost anything you want. In a nutshell though, it's combined arms combat on a massive scale with PvP and PvE modes, and most importantly, it's got a massive modding community making basically any new feature that you can possibly think of. But anyway, guys, that's just about it for this top 10. So as always, make sure you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And of course, if you've got a tactical shooter that you think I've missed that's on sale right now on Steam, make sure you let me know down below as well, because not only would I like to check it out, I'm sure other people would as well. As always, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And don't forget, you can also find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later, and have a good one.